Hello. Sorry, my last call was running a little late.
No worries. How are you doing?
Crazy, but good. Why not?
I like the Maui mode hat. You're still repping it. Are you guys
Oh
in
yeah.
Hawaii
Gotta
still?
push the mountain mode.
Are you there still?
Yeah, we're here till June.
That's amazing. I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah, we don't talk about it that much. But Marcy retired and I can work from anywhere, right? So we wanted to kind of break the routine. And the line was before our bodies break down, we have all these high activities. So we like to windsurf and surf and scuba dive and all
Oh my
that.
God, look at you guys. That's amazing.
So I said to Marcy, if we try to do all that when we're in our 70s, it's probably not as easy to do it now. So yeah, we were out this weekend. Went out Saturday morning or Sunday morning. We went paddleboarding. We had whales going by, and it's pretty awesome.
You're living the life. That's amazing.
Yeah. Now, if I could only get BusyBox to sell at 100,000 a month, but that's what Scale Boom is for.
That's why you're in Scale Boom. Yes.
Yes.
I have faith. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to chat with me. I know I've chatted with Melissa and Ryan, and now I get to you. So I'm excited. And how I usually like to do it is just ask you kind of a few questions. And then any feedback you have or thoughts about the program or things you'd like to see or stuff like that, we can do at the end.
Sure. Whatever you want. I'm here for you. Whatever you need. Let me know.
I appreciate that. Obviously, I am super familiar with BusyBox.
Yes, that's right. You are.
Yes. More than I am some other folks that I get to talk to, but I would love still if you could just start with kind of how you came to find Lunch Boom, what you were looking for with your product, what inspired you to kind of take that next step.
All right, cool. That's pretty easy. So because we did BusyBox with Launch Boom on Indiegogo, which was super helpful, phenomenal in getting us to understand how crowdfunding works and having basically a playbook that we could run down with everyone's help. Oh, sorry. Are you recording this? Yeah, okay, good.
I am.
Sorry.
No,
you're going to dice it up, right?
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Okay, great. So we came up with the idea for BusyBox right in the pandemic and decided that we wanted to try crowdfunding. Checked a lot of different companies that could help out with crowdfunding and decided to give Launch Boom a try, and that worked out great for us. And then after we got the company up and running, things got fairly slow for us because of the global chip shortage. So we couldn't buy enough product. So we kind of scaled back on everything because we had to. So advertising, we scaled back. Production, we couldn't make enough. But as things started to get better, we realized, okay, now we need help. That sort of coaching and just support on the marketing side. Our team on the product side, we got that down. But on that marketing and communication side, we're weak. We're a bunch of nerdy engineers. And I got an email from I don't know if it was Will or Mark. It's probably Mark, right? Got an email and it was talking about Scale Boom. And I thought, this is kind of what we need right now. And it's probably the 10th time or 7th time I had seen the email, right? Because you guys have been regularly promoting it. But it just hit me at the right time and said, okay, we need to do this. And so I took the plunge, I did the call and found out what it was all about and signed up.
Amazing. I'm just taking notes while you talk.
That's yeah. If there's anything you want me to retake there, say, oh, can you say that again? But this way, you be the producer.
I will. I appreciate that. You're the best. No, that was super helpful. I would love to hear kind of about obviously you had more context maybe than some folks because you had done Accelerator first, but what is your kind of day-to-day experience like in school or on office hours with Spencer, asking questions? What is that like for you as a business owner?
Sure. Being a part of school and, being online with the team and doing these meetings and the other entrepreneurs and CEOs is incredibly beneficial from two perspectives. One is they're subject matter experts in a way that, unfortunately for my team, I don't have that level of subject matter expert, because what the school team brings is a plethora of companies that they've worked with or are working with. And so you get to see all angles on the work you're doing. Whereas when you hire someone for your team that is direct, they very quickly become sort of isolated in your one world. So having and being a part of the school group, you get to see a wider array of opportunities, and then you can right size those for your business depending on where you are. So that's the thing I love about it the most. For me, it's a bit of a time commitment. It's a lot of time during the week. But I've never been on a session where I said, I could have done something better with that time. I tend to be listening, maybe doing some other things in the background if they're working through something that I have a good handle on. But I'm always trying to be there in that group, in that meeting, because you're always learning something. Totally. I can chop that up a little better with bigger pauses.
No, you're totally fine. That's okay. It's going to be great. I would tell you.
Okay.
So that was really helpful. I would love to hear, I know there are still big goals that you're setting, and obviously the program is still really new, but are there any kind of tangible differences, or what has been the biggest thing you felt since joining ScaleBoom, that whether it's you have a better grasp on something or something that BusyBox has accomplished since coming on with the program?
Sure. Since joining ScaleBoom, I feel like our understanding of advertising and sort of best practices for advertising, especially for startups, has grown significantly, exponentially. We're in there learning firsthand what best practices are. And then not only that, we've got videos from Spencer and I'm drawing a blank on who's Victor.
Yeah.
We're getting firsthand examples from Victor and Spencer on what ads are working well now. And then not only do we have the examples to build our own cases from, but if we get stuck, those guys will roll up their sleeves and just dive in and help get us unstuck so that we can keep moving on, which is so valuable. It's like having a consultant that will not only teach you how to fish, but will grab the rod and reel and show you technically what you're doing right and wrong. So it's super helpful from that perspective.
That's awesome. I love hearing that.
That's a good one.
Yes, that was great. You're giving me the best soundbite.
Sound bites, yeah.
If you had a friend that was considering joining LaunchBoom, I guess whether that would be LBA or ScaleBoom, and they had a physical product, we know they're a right fit, what would you say to them about joining LaunchBoom?
Sorry, let me get rid of the If I had a friend who's starting a company, I would definitely recommend they connect with LaunchBoom and find out if they're a good fit for them. For our company, it's obvious that we needed that help, and LaunchBoom did a really good job at teaching us and executing with us our plans, our strategies, our tactics. There's nothing better than having a coach on your sideline that can help you to perform better. And when you're an entrepreneur, this is my third or fourth entrepreneurial gig. It's a lonely space. So having someone who's on your side, on your sideline, is super helpful. There's a soundbite for you.
Amazing.
Coach on the sideline.
That was a good.
Can you hear the chainsaws behind me? I feel like I need to go close the door.
I can't hear them at all. No, you're good.
Great.
That happens to me. I live in an apartment complex, and I feel like they trim the hedges 25 times a week. And I'm always like, how does no one hear that? It's like in my ear.
When they're not leaf blowing, they're trimming the hedges, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's always like the one right outside my ear. But no, this is great. I would love to hear kind of any feedback you have, or is there anything that you would like to see differently? Any feedback that I can help pass along, or
yeah. For me, if I could wave my magic wand and sort of get what I'm desiring from SkillBoom, and this isn't new to Victor or Spencer either. I think they've heard me say it. I would really love to see both structure and open, sort of open office hours times. I would really love the cycle of things like best practices in advertising, best practices in audience generation or website design or ad design. Every time we go into, let's just say, another ad design session, Spencer and Victor are apologizing for the people who have seen it before, because I've been part of the cohort that got in early.
Yeah.
Don't apologize. We learn something every time. And every time they teach it, they've learned more things. They've seen more companies. So I would love to see systems that are built into the thing where we know on the second Tuesday of every month, or, in 3 weeks from now, whatever it is, Victor is going to do an advertising ads, or how to shoot reels, or what are, now that reels are dead, right? Whatever the newest thing is, right? How to get into TikTok. Is that a good place for us or not? How to dabble with it.
Yeah.
Those are recurring themes that I would just love to see, because I would look at a random Tuesday and go, well, you know what? I'm going to do a call with whatever, I'm going to do an interview with NBC or some silly thing like that, right? But that's probably not a good example. Let's say I'm going to do a call with Amazon that I can book anytime, but it's more convenient for them to do it during one of these office hours. Totally. If I knew that office hours, Victor was going to go through website design, or Spencer was going to deep dive on advanced analytics in Facebook, I would reschedule that meeting to a different time, knowing that, this is one that I definitely want to watch.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. So a balance of kind of recurring themes that have updated information every month, and then open office hours where you're asking questions. That makes a lot of sense to me. And I think that's something that they would be super receptive of, and something that I am probably the right person to help with them. So this is a great
really? Yeah. That would be huge, because we can look at a random day and then look in school and know, this is a must do for me, or this is a nice to do.
Yeah.
Now I go because it's a nice to do, because it's office hours, it's open, I learned something. If I have other meetings, I'm out.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. And I think that this is definitely the type of stuff that, Spencer is wanting to hear and know, sort of, okay, how can we hone this in and get this, more accessible? So that makes tons of sense.
So I have more.
Yeah. Oh, keep going. Please lay it on me.
I have two more. One is, you guys have got to get into YouTube ads and get good at it.
Yeah.
It's a glaring black hole of information when it comes to YouTube ads. And I know that there's things to learn and that there's resistance to it. And I've never had a successful campaign and don't care, right? Yeah. A lot of the successes that the Launch Boom team talks about are things that they've done in the past. They've had great success, and they're projecting it as future success, because as human beings, that's what we do, right? We base our future success on our past successes.
Yeah.
Well, YouTube, even if Launch Boom hasn't had a great success on YouTube, it doesn't matter to us. We're looking for somebody with that consultant perspective of, I'm dealing with, we're all consumer products, right? But they're dealing with cooking and dealing with activewear and dealing with tech and all that. That's great for us, because if you guys can learn YouTube and advertising well there, or what's working, that's fantastic. Just share it. Yeah. We don't have the time.
No, this is super helpful. And I hear you. And just so you know, I think part of what I'm doing is meeting with a lot of folks and taking this feedback and seeing where there's common themes, and especially, prioritizing those things to work on. And it's definitely one of them. And so I think you're not the only one with that perspective. And I think it's definitely something to prioritize on our end for sure. So I hear that.
Cool. The other one is Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and less for me as it is for everyone else. Amazon is 75% of our sales. There isn't a single entrepreneur on that panel that I see that shouldn't be at some point on Amazon or right now working on their Amazon plan. I know that it's sort of out of LaunchBoom's wheelhouse right now. However, if you're going to make ScaleBoom really work,
yeah,
just look at it. I don't know about your behavior, but I know my behavior. If I decide that I need a little stand for my phone,
totally, I hear you. Yeah.
What's the first place you're going?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think you're spot on there. Yeah.
Anything, a mouse, something for my desk, you name it, right? Cleaning supplies.
Yes. Yes.
Anything.
Sort of
Gift
dog
ideas.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me too. And I think something that has been coming up in these conversations is Amazon and YouTube. So I hear that for sure. And I think that's, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, it feels like a bit of a blind spot right now, but maybe you guys are talking on it. But for me, it gets pushed off very quickly. Like Victor could go through great, like you guys brought in, was it Emily?
Emma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I used Emma for my back when the ScaleBoom started. I saw her presentation and I reached out to them. They quoted it. It was $700 or something like that. And I said, I think I need this. I rewrote it. I got my 700 back in like within 2 or 3 weeks. They did such a good job.
Yeah, they're really good. That's wonderful to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's another, I think, definitely big priority is to have those good partners in the Amazon space as well, but definitely.
Yeah. I was going to say, things not to lose, right? So when you're doing feedback like this, I like to talk about things that are going well, things that could be better, and then things not to lose.
Yeah, lay it on me. I love that.
I think one of the things not to lose are those outside trusted partners or sources.
Yeah.
Even if you guys, are just new with them, it's super helpful to have sort of an injection of, oh, here are some people that are doing some really good things that you may not be aware of.
Yeah, that's a huge priority. And just so you know, that is coming in a more organized fashion so that, I know we've had summit presentations and when you guys ask, we'll be like, yes, use Emma or she's great. But in the very, very near future, there'll be kind of a better directory of this stuff so that you can see who we're working with. And then if there's a category on there that's not represented or that you're looking for, it'll be more apparent and we can help find a connection there too.
Cool. Yeah. YouTube ads would be a great start.
I've got it written down and bolded. I think I can hopefully get some traction on that one.
The other one that I used that was terrific was the influencer folks that you guys brought in.
Mike Rama, his brands. Yeah. Great. Oh, I love hearing that both of those were good. And if you ever definitely, I'm always open. I work more on that side of things with those folks. So whether it's great experiences or not so great, any feedback you ever have about working with our partners, definitely feel like you can come to me and share that so that I can help prioritize the right people. Yeah.
The good news is it worked so well that we became overwhelmed.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's the bad news though, right? Is that it just became so overwhelming that we're like, okay, now what?
Yeah. So. Yeah. Did you just start working with them, Brands Meet Creators?
November. I have one video. If you check out, I can send you a link, but I have one video that came through his group that we're at 25 million views across.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it went viral that first weekend. Like I was watching it with this kid, Riley, and he's like, yeah, TikTok's anticipating that it'll hit 8 million this weekend. It hit 3 million in about a month. It hit over 1 million that weekend.
That's
views.
wonderful.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's really cool.
Unfortunately, it didn't impact sales like massively, but that's part of the influencer game, right? It's drip, drip, drip. You got to keep going.
Yeah. When some of, like view count is one thing, engagement is another thing. And so sometimes micro influencing goes even further. Yeah.
Totally. That's what we've shifted. And Riley was not a micro influencer, but he wanted to work with us. So the price was right and we couldn't say no.
Yeah, no, totally. Anything that you feel like we didn't cover or that feels important for me to know?
No, I think, yeah, I wasn't sure. I didn't prepare too much, but those are the things when I think about office hours that I feed back to Victor and Spencer all the time, which is, love a schedule. I would love to have more micro events, if you want to call them, at office hours.
Yes.
Don't lose the bringing vendors in. That's super important. I don't lose office hours. That's obviously that open forum for entrepreneurs. And Melissa has probably said the same thing, which is sometimes, I think Melissa and our businesses are further along than some of the others. And we're sitting there going, we know all of this. So she and I will be in the background, like, I'm doing just brainless work, like going through newsletters and, cleaning out your inbox of stuff, listening and doing brainless stuff. Yeah. I see her doing the same thing. And then all of a sudden you'll hear something, you go, yeah. You're like, I'm about to learn something.
Yeah. No, so some structure on kind of what to anticipate. I could totally see that. And I think that is, there's one thing I can help with, it is getting these guys on a schedule. So right.
I think if you're the events person, I think as part of our office hours, I would love to see micro events by CK coming through, at least every week. Yeah. Even if it's 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Hey, we've got a pundit or we've got somebody in the team just learned something cool. Talking about successes and things that are working, even if you don't think it applies to our businesses, is super helpful for entrepreneurs because we all get geeked up on seeing success. Yeah, totally. That's really great to hear. That's great feedback. That makes my wheels turn a little bit here. In a good way. Yeah. Yep. Amazing. Awesome. Well, I owe you a coffee, so I'm going to send that to you. I appreciate your time. You're fine. No. I know it's a hassle to get on these things. Oh, sorry, go ahead. I said, no, it's not a hassle. It's just, that's why we have calendar managers. Just make it happen. Yes, totally. No, well, I do really appreciate it. And then I've been taking a bunch of notes while we're talking. The only other request that I would ask of you that would be super helpful for me is ScaleBoom is still really new. So besides you folks that are in it, there's not, a ton out there about it when folks are interested or go looking. And so one of the things that I'm working on is getting more of these experiences on Trustpilot, which is the third-party review site. So I can send you the summary of what you said. You can edit it however you want, but just so you have something to work with. And then you'll get a notification from Trustpilot after this call that will ask you to leave a review. Okay, cool. And, as far as being a partner I said this to Mark and I said it to Spencer, and I'm going to make sure I've said it to you. I may have said it to you. Okay. I don't know about Melissa's business. I don't know about the stand. I don't know about a lot of those businesses, but I really, really know that my business can be 100,000 a month success story for you guys. So however I can be a part of your marketing program helps me to help you, which helps me. So if you're like, you know what we need to do to push ScaleBoom and to get more customers and get better Trustpilot ratings and all that? feature companies like mine, and we'll feature your company on, our LinkedIn following isn't nearly what yours is, but we're starting with ChatGPT. We're really gonna go after it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I try this, CK. I don't know if you've done stuff like this. I went to ChatGPT on Sunday morning and I told it a little bit about the company and our productivity product and interruptions, and gave it a bunch of information. I said, write me 14 Twitter posts. And not only were they great posts with outside references, they put little emoticons everywhere.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's amazing. Amazing resource. Yeah, no, on that note though, I totally hear that. And I think am very, especially in the scope of my role, on the same page of that in terms of, I want a lot of our event marketing efforts to be very co-collaborative with our clients. I know we started testing the waters in that and had some product feature displays at CES. We're going to be more in person at stuff, how we market our events live. I actually, if you're open to it, might contact you pretty soon about something in that regard for doing a collaborative ad for Summit. Because I know you've been involved in our summits before in the pitch competition. So I think we could do something really cool there as well.
Yep. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Spencer is running our ads for that too. So I think he'll be all about that. But yeah. And if you ever have ideas, like definitely throw them my way, and anything that I can support with or find a place for, my inbox is always open.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And if I can be helpful, if you need someone to read a script, to get a message across, and you want an old guy with gray hair, I'm your man.
You're always the man, Steve. You're one of my favorite people to talk to.
Well, that's very kind of you to say. But the good thing about a guy with gray hair is that, one of the things that, I don't know if you guys know, but I did something called bandlab.com, and that's a pretty good success story. 60 million viewers, $300 million valuation, 330 million, whatever it was. That's something where you can go, even old entrepreneurs are reaching out to us because they understand this is how you get stuff done now.
Yeah, 100%. Well, and I think something that we found too is that there is no demographic for being an entrepreneur, right? Like folks retire and want to pursue their passions, or folks make career pivots and, like Melissa, and quit her corporate career. So totally. And I think definitely probably this week or next, I will follow up with you on maybe doing some cool summit stuff together where we can make that happen.
Yeah, I love it. I also feel like everyone who's signing up for Scale Boom or Launch Boom needs my product on their wall anyway.
Yes. Hey, I have one. So.
There we go. And you live alone. Well, your very cute puppy is there too.
Yes. And he's very disruptive. So
yeah. I love that you added the dog into the thing. My wife and I love dogs, and she's coming, oh, look at how cute they are.
Right. It's a little personality. Yeah. And if I can, again, ever do anything like that again, or help you in that capacity.
Oh, yeah. I would love to do another one. I've just got to get my schedule going. But if you have ideas like, hey, Steve, let's do this, I would just go, yes, let's do it. Yeah, I've got it out there. I'm starting to push it. I just need the content. If you want to drive it, I'm totally with that. Because
I have a couple ideas. I'll send you an email this week about some and stuff and that, because there were a couple that I had, but I wasn't 100% sure if they would fit the audiences you're going after as much. So I will run them by you, and then we'll go from there.
I have 3 audiences.
Okay.
This makes super sense once you kind of get your head around it.
Yeah.
Work from home professionals.
Yep.
That's easy, right?
Yep.
Creators, people who are, creating videos, editing videos, podcasting, musicians recording, writers.
Yep.
Anyone who wants to create a little me time or focus time, right?
Yes.
And then the last one is e-learning. We 10% of our customers are schools and people taking classes.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. That's awesome. I'm very in the music and writing community here. So that was one of my ideas, with stuff on that. So that is awesome. Cool. I'll send you like little bullet points on what I'm thinking. And then also send you the summit stuff, but this was great, really helpful. Cool. And we're just jazzed to have you, Steve. You're always one of our favorites to talk.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
And if you ever need anything, let me know. But otherwise, I'll follow up with that email and you'll get a little notification from Trustpilot.
Awesome. I promise not to be bashful. I'm like Spencer in a lot of ways. You know, we're not.
I don't know if that's a good. No, I'm just kidding.
It's not. It's really not.
I'm going to clip that for him. No, I had to I love to make fun of Spencer. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Me too. Yeah.
Good. I had to have a collaborator in that.
Yeah.
He needs sometimes. And when I was speaking with Ryan from the stand, Ryan had a soundbite or a clip where he goes, I can't think of a time where Spencer hasn't been right. And I was like, oh, now I have to tell Spencer you said that and he's going to love it.
Yeah. I don't worry. I can think of many times when Spencer was wrong, but then he figured it out and became right.
That's the clip I like. There we go.
That's the clip.
We got to keep him humble a little bit.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, his head barely fits into that hat now.
That's my sole purpose at Launchboom, is to just keep Spencer humble.
Yeah. I'm with you there.
Glad to have a partner in it.
Yeah,
Steve, I hope that you have so much fun in the rest of your time in Hawaii. I hope to keep hearing about it, and we will keep talking soon. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh yeah, anytime. Glad to help. Just let me know how I can be helpful. I like to help.
Yay. You're the best. All right, I'll talk to you soon, Steve.
Thanks.